Hi everyone, so here we are again, another adaptation video, and we're going back to the BBC and back to a drama that I thought was absolutely beautiful, and that is the 2008 production of Tess of the D'Urbervilles. This starred Gemma Arterton, as you can see here on the cover of the DVD, in the starring role of Tess. Now, Tess of the D'Urbervilles is a book written by Thomas Hardy back in about the mid-1800s, and it revolves around this girl called Tess, who she's about 17 at the beginning of the book. She's lived an ordinary life. She lives with her parents and her younger siblings, and they're all quite poor. Their surname is D'Urberfield, and one day her father learns that they are actually from a line of a wealthy family called the D'Urbervilles, and she is sent to go to visit the D'Urbervilles and let them know that they're related, and her parents want to basically ask for money. And when she goes to the house, she finds a man called Alec d'Urberville, who's the son of the owner of the property, who is a blind old lady. And as she's not well, and so Alec speaks with Tess, and he becomes so enthralled by her that he offers her a job at the house, which her parents make her accept, even though Tess doesn't really want to do it. She's kind of made to do it, and whilst there, a horrific event happens which will change her life forever. Now, Thomas Hardy novels are very well known for not having happy endings. Very, very few of them do. And Tess, I always feel that Tess has the saddest ending of all books in general. It is so heartbreaking, this story, and it was very, very bold, I think, for the BBC to make an adaptation of it, because if you think about it, period dramas especially, it's a thing that they have to have, a variety of things happen. It's got to be, happiness, sadness, there's got to be funny moments, etc., etc. But the key element, the key thing is that it has to have a happy ending. Tess doesn't get her happy ending. She goes through such turmoil. It's just such an astonishing book, and they did an amazing job with the drama. Now, Gemma Arterton, she was absolutely incredible. I was saying in one of my reviews, that I've already done, about Birdsong, how Eddie Redmayne, how you've got these sequences where it's just his face and you can read everything off of it. He is such a great actor, and you need somebody like that to portray the complexities of Tess, and Gemma Arterton does an absolutely fantastic job, because it can't be easy playing Tess. Tess has to go from a girl who is, completely and utterly innocent. She's never been outside of her family unit, apart from like when she takes the produce that they've got to sell and such to market. She doesn't know anything of the world, of the darknesses of it. Of what people can do to other people. So when she goes to this house and this event happens to her, she goes through hell and back again. And there are so many levels of complexity to it because of the situation, what happened, and also her life as she goes on, as she hits rock bottom. She has slander put forward with her name, and then meeting a man who she loves. She's back up high, and then having her past come back to form her, she's crashing down again. So she's constantly going up and down and getting to a point where she doesn't even recognize herself anymore. And to think, it's probably only, I think it's something, the book spans about 6 years or something, 6-7 years. So it's not not a long book in a sense at all for the time span and such, for this poor girl to go through all of this horrific stuff. And the way it's written is absolutely beautiful. I mean, Thomas Hardy, when this got published, this caused, national kind of scandal kind of stuff, because of the fact that it discusses a topic which at that time, and probably still to this time, you could argue for period dramas especially, is a subject that didn't really come up, and that was the subject of rape. Spoiler alert, you've got your alert here, so you've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right. So what happens is that at a point in the book, there's a celebration, and Alec is taking Tess back to farm because it's away from the farm where, the house where they live, and she gets tired and she's falling asleep and such. And then when the next thing we know, the page kind of stops, and then the next page, we find Tess on the ground, lying in the mud with her dress ripped open, and Alec is sitting off to the side, and she's lying there, and she's been crying and such. And so we don't know the definite, as it were. I'm trying to choose my words carefully here about how to describe this. We don't know for definite if it's rape or if she allowed him to sleep with her in a sense that she didn't say no, she didn't push him off. And there's this whole thing that she there is a line in the book, and even in the drama as well, where she says she was compelled to do it. So again, so it's the question: did it happen? Did it? What did happen? We don't know. And later on in the book, when this man who she's fallen in love with, called Angel, who's played by the amazing Eddie Redmayne, also from Birdsong, she says, "I've got to tell you something," and then the page stops there, and the next page it's Angel's reaction to what he's heard, but we don't know what he's heard. And the drama does it in the same kind of way in regards to that. The sequence where the event happens, it's foggy, it's messy. You don't really know what it is you're seeing. They kind of imply that in their view that it is a rape situation. Different versions kind of portray it in different ways, but in this drama they kind of imply that it is rape, but they show it in a way that you're not really sure what you're seeing, which is I think fantastic, because it makes it you're not entirely sure what the situation is. And then for the sequence where she tells Angel, they do exactly what is in the book, which is fantastic. Again, different versions, they fill in the blank, and versions like this, they follow the book where it stops. She says, "I've got something to tell you." The camera pans away, and as it pans away, it's actually panning into the shot of Angel's face after he's heard what she's had to say. So, it's absolutely fantastic how they've followed the structure of the book and everything. And also I love the fact Hans Matheson, who plays Alec, is absolutely amazing in this role in this as well, as our kind of our bad guy of the piece, as it were, and his complexities, because there really is a lot of interesting stuff to do with Alec and his relationship with his mother, and his father as well. Even though his father he's not an actual physical character of that, but in the book or in this drama or anything. But how he feels about his mother is a reflection of also how he feels about the relationship he had with his father when he was growing up, what that leads him to go on to do after this situation that has happened with Tess, and where he ends up being at the end of it all. And yeah, it's a really, really interesting text. It's a really complex text, and fair play to the BBC for doing this. And because, as I said, it's not often you get period dramas where rape is the epicenter of the stories, the weight, the darkness that lingers beneath every single thing that happens to Tess, good or bad. And I suppose, and that's why this book caused such a stir when it was released, because it was a topic that nobody talked about at that time. Obviously, it happened, but nobody talked about it. And this drama depicts this story so beautifully. Gemma Arterton is absolutely amazing as the role of Tess. Had me crying my eyes out by the end of it. She's absolutely amazing. And also there's many other characters who we meet along the way who are so bold and realistic, and you kind of feel the toughness of the reality of the time in which this was written as well, because of the work that had to be done, and on farms, and milkmaids and all stuff like this, all the different stages of Tess's life, different roles that she takes. You feel the harshness of everything, and it gets obviously added on to the harshness of what happened to her by Alec. So I really think that this is a proper, it's a classic drama for me, for the BBC. It's not just Pride and Prejudice and Cranford and such, where you've got big name stars and everything, although Gemma Arterton has become a big name star, as has Eddie Redmayne. It's a really, really solid piece of work that is so well written, so well depicted, and it's just absolutely beautiful, even though it absolutely breaks my heart every single time I watch it. But I have to say, this is one of the best adaptations of Tess that I've ever come across, and I strongly recommend that if you get a chance to see it, that you see it and make sure you've got a box of tissues with you, because you're going to cry your eyes out. So that was Tess of the D'Urbervilles. So I've done a few adaptation videos now about the good and the excellent, but I think now I'm going to do some ones about the downright ugly, and I know exactly the ones I'm going to start off with. So so I will be back with adaptations that just didn't make the grade for me, and I guess I'll be back soon with that. But if you've seen Tess, or if you've read the book, if you want to leave me in comments or anything, please do. Any questions, feel free to ask. I'd love to hear what you thought of it as well, and I guess I will see you soon.